Welcome to Wellness Wednesday with the Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County. This is your home each week to stay healthy and motivated on your path to wellness. Let's live more, play more indoors. Sponsored by AmeriGroup.
My name is Jess, and today we're going to be focused on a arms and abs workout, which means that we're focusing on our biceps, our triceps, and our abdominal muscles. All you need for this workout is a light resistance band. You can use one like this, which doesn't have handles, or you can use one with handles. Either is fine, just make sure it's a pretty light resistance. You also might want an exercise mat. That's up to your personal preference. If you'd rather have the mat than do the exercises on the floor, we will be on our back and then on our hands and knees a little bit. So you want to be comfortable. Make sure that you take breaks and drink water when you need it, and also make sure that you've been cleared by your healthcare professional to do exercise. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's get started. Let's get started with a brief dynamic warm-up. So we're going to move through some movements and get the blood flowing. First things first, let's do a just quick march. So you're just marching quickly in place, getting the blood flowing. I'm going to do this here for a few seconds. Try to add in this arm swing as well, so you can warm up your upper body. Doing great. Those knees up as high as you can. Yep, perfect. All right, 3, 2, and 1. You can relax from that. Next, we're going to do some jumping jacks. So our arms come out to the side, feet come back to the center, and that'll be 1 rep. If you feel uncomfortable with that jumping, if you have any knee issues, you can modify that down and you can just step, hands together, step, step. So no jumping has to be involved. But we're going to do some jumping jacks, or you can do the modified version, and let's go. Good, make sure you get your arms way up there, landing lightly on your feet. Always keeping that slight bend in the knees to absorb the impact. Make sure you're breathing. Really get those arms up there, you got this. And 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Finally, our last standing warm-up. Let's do some arm hugs. So this will really help open up the back and the chest. You're going to just give yourself a nice big hug and bring the arms out to the side. Nice big hug, arms out. I know we could probably use a hug right about now, so perfect time to give yourself a few. And keep going. Really make sure you squeeze when you bring the arms in front. And keep breathing, almost there. All right, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're going to go down to the floor. We have one final warm-up exercise and then we'll get started. So pull out your mat or find a comfortable space on your carpet, whatever you prefer. Let's go. Okay, so the last part for our warm-up is a bird dog exercise. To perform a bird dog, you're going to start on your hands and your knees. Your knees should be right below your hips and your spine neutral. Your opposite arm and leg are going to extend outward. So with my head in a neutral position as well, my right arm and left leg extend out, bend back into center, and extend out again. To do this properly, you need to keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Make sure you're breathing. To our starting position here, and we're going to do 8 reps per side. So starting on the right side with that right arm and left leg going out, we'll do 8 reps. Pressing back through the heel of your foot. And last one. All right, you can switch to the other side now. So that left arm and right leg will extend back. Again, going for 8. And hands come back down. Great work. So to start off working our abs, we're going to start with the most basic ab exercise, or the fundamental exercise of a plank. So to perform a plank, we want to focus on having our wrists right below our shoulders and keeping the body in as straight of a line as possible. This means squeezing our glutes, so our butt, squeezing our hamstrings, our quads. Everything in your body should be tight during this exercise and contracting to keep that straight line position. You'll also have the option here of being up on your hands, so in this position, or down on your forearms in this position. Whichever one you choose is fine, whichever one's more comfortable. Sometimes people prefer to go down into their forearms if they have some wrist pain or wrist issues. So again, whatever your preference is, we're going to hold this plank for 30 seconds. All right, let's get into position and you can start. Let's go. Remember, everything here should be nice and tight. You don't want your hips to sink down. Don't want the butt to come up. We're in this nice straight line. Same goes for your head. You want that your head in a nice straight line as well. And 3, 2, 1, relax. Our next exercise is going to be our dead bug exercise, which is essentially the opposite of that bird dog that we did earlier and also works our abs. So to get started, you're going to lie flat on your back and you're going to lift your feet up in the air so that your knees are directly above your hips, and then lift your feet so that you have this nice 90-degree angle here. Next, you're going to bring your arms up in the air, and then you're going to focus on contracting your abs so that your lower back is flat on the floor. There should be no gap here. You shouldn't be able to put your hand under. So you're tucking this rib cage down, bringing the back flat on the floor, and the arms are still up. Now, just to be in this starting position, you should feel your abs really working. If you're not feeling that, make sure that you really tuck down so that your back is flat and your abs are activated. Next, you're going to bring your right arm up and your left leg out. So, like so. And then you'll switch sides, do the same thing. So that's essentially 1 rep right there. So we're going for a total of 5 reps. All right, make sure you're in this position, get into that nice starting position with enough room over your head. And let's get started, 5 total reps. So that's 1. That's 2. Remember, we're taking these nice and slow. That's 3. You should be shaking by now. 4. And 5. Whew. All right, you can relax from that. Come back up to your seated position here for a minute. Our next exercise is shoulder taps. So similar to our plank and also working our abs, but we're really focusing on resisting the rotation as we tap our opposite shoulder with our hand. So for a quick demonstration, we get started in that same plank position that we practiced before. Remember to keep the abs tight and everything else. And then you can spread your feet just a little bit wider for your plank. This will give you a stronger base of support. And you're going to tap your right hand to your left shoulder left hand to right shoulder. So, alternating those taps, trying to avoid any excessive movement of the hips, because then you're not focusing as much on your abs and you're also putting your lower back at a little bit of risk. If you can't quite do that from that full plank position, you can come down to this modified plank here. Make sure if you're in this modified plank position that your body is still in a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. You don't want your hips back like so, and you don't want your hips dropped like so, in that nice straight line position. And same thing, tapping the opposite shoulder. All right, so we are going to get started. We have a total of 8 reps here, which means that we'll be tapping 4 times on each side. And let's get started. In that plank position, feet are spread wide. Tap, tap. 1, tap, tap. 2, tap, tap. 3, try to take it nice and slow. Tap, tap. 4, perfect. All right, relax from that. You should have felt your abs shaking a little bit on that one as well. Next, we're going to need a stable surface that you can connect one of your bands to. So you want to be able to wrap your band around it and secure it, or you need a friend to hang on to it for you. So let's move over there and we'll go into this next exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is called a peel-off hold, and it requires a strong anchor point that is ideally at about chest level. Again, you could also have someone hold the band for you if you don't have something reliable to sort of loop it around here. And the idea of this peel-off hold is that you're going to hold the band straight out in front of your chest while keeping your abdominal muscles and your glute muscles tight to resist that pull to the side, to resist that rotation. So this is working on anti-rotation and also spinal stabilization in this core area. So to get started, I'm going to walk out to the side at a distance where you feel some nice resistance in this band. Put the arms straight out in front, the shoulders stay down, don't let yourself shrug up, want those shoulders down, and you should feel the anti-rotation. You should feel your abs working to resist the rotation. So let's start. For about 15 seconds here, you're going to hold this position. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. You can relax. Of course, it's important to be even since this exercise is working one side of your abdominals more than the other. So make sure to also turn around and work that other side. So let's do that other side for 15 seconds now. I'll turn my back to you here for a minute. So again, arms will be straight out in front of your chest, keeping the abs tight, and go. Make sure you're breathing. And 3, 2, 1. You can relax, and we will go back to our other area to finish the rest of the workout. Our next exercise is a tricep dip, and that is working our triceps muscle on the back of our upper arm. To do this exercise, you can either do it on the floor if you don't have a stable elevated surface, or you can do it on a bench or a chair. So I'll show it to you both ways. You can do whatever you're comfortable with or whatever you have the resources for. So if we're doing it on the floor, starting with our hands behind us with the wrists under the shoulders, lifting the hips up, and then focusing on keeping those hips up but just bending at the elbows to drop the hips down a little bit lower to the floor. Notice all my weight here is in my upper arms. Or you can do it on a bench, which is sort of my preferred method. So I'll show that to you next. So from the bench, again, we have a few options. The first option is to extend your legs straight out in front of you and then bend the elbows, push yourself up. Make sure that you're wearing shoes for this so that your feet don't slide on the floor, and also make sure that your bench or chair isn't going to slide backwards on you. Your other option here is to bend your knees This makes it a little bit easier, and then same thing, just bending at the elbows. Okay, so whatever your preferred method is, whether it is on the bench, on the floor, whatever it is, we're going to do 10 reps of these tricep dips. So get into your position and go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great work. For this exercise, you will need your resistance band. So again, handles, no handles, it's fine. I will demonstrate without handles. So you are going to step on your resistance band, just on half if you're using one without handles, and get a nice grip on that resistance band so that you feel some tension at the bottom here when your arms are fully extended. We're going to do a bicep curl. So to do that bicep curl, you're just bringing your hands up towards your chest, but keeping the upper arm stable. So from this side view, notice that I'm not excessively swinging my upper arms. The upper arms are stable, and just bringing the hands up towards the chest. Okay, let's do 10 bicep curls. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, remember to avoid swinging the upper arm. 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, 9, and 10. Great. You can relax, step out of that band carefully. Good work. You did it, you made it through the workout. Now it's really important that we cool down and stretch a little bit so that you're not cramping up later. So let's start with just a few basic stretches. If you feel the need to stretch more after we're done, then that's great. Please do so, but we're going to start with just a basic cat-cow. So inhale in this position, and then exhale. So we bring our belly button up to the ceiling. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, relax from there. Let's go into our cobra position. So our hands are out in front. Drop those hips down and lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch in the abs. And we just want to hold this for about 20 seconds. You can shift your hips back out of that position. And finally, let's sit back into child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as you need them. Arms are up overhead. And you're going to breathe into this position. Relax. And that's the end of the workout. Thanks for joining me today for arms and abs. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be returning to our online resource center to learn more about fitness and wellness and see more of our videos. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in again for the next Wellness Wednesday.